Hello, Revere, and welcome to the Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today we have a real special guest. His name is Action Jackson, and he will explain to you about the Moroccan Cultural Day that'll be coming up on June the 23rd on a Saturday. So, Bill, please.
Okay, I will do that. I wanted to mention something about you. Thank you for the service to the country. Thank you for what you do with the senior citizens, with the music for 40 years. I want to mention that Rashid is the boss of the Cultural Day. He was last year, he is this year. He's the founder and director of Masir, which is the Moroccan American Connections in Revere. He travels all over the world with his job. So how he gets this done, it's a mystery to me. I don't understand how he does it. So if you want to move on with the Cultural Day questions, you just want me to speak about them?
I would like you to speak about the Cultural Day and let the people in the city of Revere and the surrounding communities know what's going to be going on.
Okay, well, first of all, when is it? It is June 23rd, Saturday, from 3 o'clock to 7 p.m. at the municipal parking lot on Shirley Avenue, and that's where it was last year, so people know that. Now, there are a lot of activities taking place that you and the people out there should hear about. Why? Because that will entice them to come to the Cultural Day. First of all, you should really ask me what activities we don't have. Why? Because we have so many. Do you understand what I just said?
But I would like to know the ones you do have, because those are the ones that are going to be going on.
Okay, Morris, all right. We are going to have the mayor, Mayor Arrigo will be coming. All the city councilors will be coming. The police chief, the fire chief, the school committee, and all of them will be introduced from the stage. There will be a stage there with a podium. They will all be introduced. There's going to be a special memorial for Bob Hass, and that is going to be a Ramadan soccer tournament in his name. And the result of that will be that we will have some money, and we will be presenting a scholarship to Revere High School for $1,000.
That's great.
Yes, it is. It is great. The soccer tournament, the first one is called the Masir Soccer Tournament, and I just told you the Masir is Moroccan American Connections in Revere. That's the first one. And this features, get this, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be shocked. There are going to be teams from New York, soccer teams, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. No, Donald Trump isn't coming, but that's okay. We will also be introducing Moroccan celebrities, and there'll be several celebrities there. And we're going to have entertainment, Moroccan music. There is a wonderful, beautiful woman who's going to be singing, Moroccan music. This next one is something that it was my idea to do this. People, kind of like it. But it's the best Moroccan dress contest, okay? And what that means is that those who wish to participate will wear their Moroccan outfits, okay? And it'll be for men as well as women. Now, I'm going to wear some Moroccan, clothes, but I'm not participating in the contest. People who win the contest are going to be named Mr. and Mrs. Morocco, and they will receive a little trophy. I have the honor of introducing the first Moroccan American police officer in the history of Revere. Feel free to ask questions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's his name?
I don't know.
Okay, that's
I have to see the chief.
Okay.
Although I did meet him once. There's also going to be a raffle, and that raffle is going to be You buy a ticket for $1, and if you win, you get a trip to Morocco itself.
Right. Now, the customs that you mentioned, people are going to be dressed up. Do they have to be Moroccans? Or they
No.
Can, okay, they can be anyone.
Yes, and they can be children too if they want.
Right.
You know, we'll have for kids and adults.
So, from what I understand, there are 6,000 Moroccans living in the city of Revere.
Correct.
And that is one of the biggest communities in the United States for the Moroccans?
I can tell you that it's in the state of Massachusetts. It is.
The biggest?
Yeah, but New York City, and I don't know.
So
but-
I hope they all show up on Shirley Avenue. That would be great.
Well, I have asked downstairs for the Revere Journal. They have, what, 8 or 10 other newspapers?
Right, Chelsea, Everett, and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm going to go down there after this show, and I asked them, could you you know, send out I did an article, and Rashid said, ask them if they can send it to those communities, and so that those people will show up at the cultural fair.
You mentioned something to me before we went on the air, but I want you to announce it. You said we have a real special guest coming for the festival.
A real special guest?
Right, coming from Morocco itself, from the city of
Oh, well, we'll get to that at the end. That'll be the
But I want to make sure we do get to it. That's
yeah,
all.
we will, because we have, how much time do we have?
We have plenty of time, 22 minutes.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
21 minutes.
Continue, Bill, please.
You better ask me some questions.
Well, you're reading them. Go ahead.
I know, but you better, I'm reading them, but, so the first Moroccan-American police officer in Revere, he'll be on duty that day, according to the police chief Guido. But then there's going to be a plethora of exhibits. Exhibits. In other words, that whole parking lot is going to be filled with exhibits.
I got to ask you this. It's
Go
going to
right
be on
ahead.
Shirley Avenue, but where on Shirley Avenue? Between approximately,
The municipal parking lot.
which is located near where, Bill?
It's right in the middle, so it was there last
Like
year.
around Walnut Avenue?
It's not too far.
Okay.
But I mean, it was the same place we had it last year. But these exhibits are going to be all over the parking lot. They're going to have, you know.
And what is it going to consist of, those exhibits?
Yeah, clothing exhibits. People can buy the clothing if they want to.
Will it be, when you say clothing, is it Moroccan clothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Jewelry,
Moroccan jewelry?
Moroccan jewelry,
Okay.
artists, painters. And as a matter of fact, last year, the winner, because we judge, I was a judge last year, so we have to go around and look at all the exhibits. We have to select the winner, and the winner was an artist, a Moroccan-American. Oh my God, what a beautiful painting. It was unbelievably good. Beautiful painting. And of course, he got a trophy for that. And we're giving out a lot of trophies this year. The raffle announcement, as I had mentioned, $1 for a ticket, buy a ticket, put it in a thing, and the person pulls the one out. Person who wins gets a trip to Morocco. Now, the the soccer tournaments, as I mentioned, are going to be extremely interesting because we've got these people coming from, as I mentioned, from all over the place.
Bill, are those professional soccer players, when you say, I mean, they're not amateur, these are the real pro?
No,
Okay.
no. But it's just like here, we have soccer teams here and then up in New Hampshire.
Yep.
We do. So these are not professional, but
Semi-professional then.
yeah, you could say that. And they're
Yep.
coming up, and they're going to be in the tournament. And as I say, that tournament is in honor of Bob Hass.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Who happened to be a great mayor and a good friend of mine, Bill.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry to say that I never got to know him.
I got to know him very well, and I would like to say one thing, if I may.
Say a couple of things.
He was kind enough to buy a stereo where I was supposed to have one to play for the seniors at the senior center. Nobody did it, but Bob Haas went out of the way, and he did it. So to the family, to Mrs. Haas, I want to say thank you for your late husband's contribution to our senior center. Thank you.
Well, that's very nice of you to say that. But these soccer teams are coming from, you know, I told you, New York,
Washington, yep.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Virginia, Maryland,
Right.
Washington, D.C. And Rashid is calling it the Masir tournament.
What's the name again, Marcia?
Yeah, Moroccan-American Connections
Oh,
in Revere.
okay, at Marcia.
Yeah, and then the winner will be you know, thanking the other teams that were playing and won. They will do that, and they will be introduced, and they'll be allowed to speak, and hopefully they, you know, they will speak, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And also the Bob Haas soccer tournament, in memory for him, is called a Ramadan.
That's an Arabic holiday, actually, Ramadan.
Ramadan, it's coming to an end.
Right.
But in Ramadan, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. A Muslim person must stop eating after 3:30 a.m. in the morning and cannot eat until 8:20 that evening. And as a matter of fact, yeah, you look like, what? They can't even drink
That's
water.
only 7 hours. In between.
No. 3:30 a.m. to 8:20 p.m. at night.
Oh,
Yeah. And they can't even drink water.
that means they can only have 7 hours where they can eat.
Yes. But Ramadan's coming to an end pretty soon. So, you know, you have to respect those people for doing that with their religion. It's quite something, and we certainly do, at least I do, respect them for doing that.
When I was in the Middle East, I got pretty well acquainted with their religion, so I know a little about it.
Where were you in the Middle East?
In the Holy Land.
Israel?
Yep.
What were you doing?
I was working for a company, and we were doing some work on the Al-Aqsa, the mosque that overhangs the cliff there to shore it up. So we were doing work there with the Egyptian government.
Yeah, by the way, one of the things about Morocco was the beauty of the mosques. Spectacular, gorgeous, beautiful mosques.
Well, I'll tell you, I was lucky enough to go inside the Dome of the Rock. I don't know if you've ever been in there.
No.
That's one of the holiest places of the Muslim world. And they have a rock in there where they say Muhammad went to heaven from that rock, and where the Hebrews believe where Abraham wanted to slay his son Isaac, and it was stopped there by an angel. So it's a holy place to a lot of people over there.
Now, that comes from the Bible, I
Right.
assume.
Yep.
I assume. By the way, you know, the Moroccan Muslims, all these things that they do, what do? Nothing. We used to, as Catholics, we couldn't eat meat on Friday. Remember that?
Yes.
We had to have fish on Friday. Now what do we have to do today? Nothing. Do we? I don't think so anymore, but I again want to praise Rashid again.
Right,
and
and since you mentioned Rashid, I'd like to ask you a question, if I may. I don't know Rashid Mukaber personally, but I know he does a terrific amount of good things for the community.
Yeah.
How did you get to become a friend of his, if I may ask you that question?
Well, that's a good question. We were at some kind of a meeting a few years back, and he was there, and I happened to mention the word Morocco to somebody, and he came running over. He said, "What do you know about Morocco?"
I was going to ask you that too. Have you ever been in Morocco?
Yeah, I can tell you about that.
Please do.
But I said yes, and he said, "Oh, well, can you join me and you know, with Masir, my organization,
Right.
and help?" And I said, "Yeah." So I've been doing it for a couple of years, helping. Now, what was the question you just asked about Morocco? Have I been there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there 2 times, and I told you from the Peace Corps we were allowed to take a vacation. We received in the Peace Corps in Liberia $30 a month to live on, but they they gave us housing.
Oh.
We had a house, but $30 a month, and that was it. So, as I said, when we went to Morocco, I had to write to my mother and father and say, can you send some money? $30 a month doesn't go very far, but so we went up there to Morocco, and what a beautiful, beautiful place, you know. As I said, you have the Atlantic Ocean on one side, the Mediterranean, you have the desert on another side.
Right.
And then in the south, you have the mountains that get snow-capped, covered in the winter. Tangier is right across from Spain. People come across to Tangier for the day.
Isn't the Rock of Gibraltar in between Spain and Morocco?
Isn't what?
The Rock of Gibraltar.
Yes, it's right there.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the Spanish
Right.
side. Yeah. The most beautiful city to most tourists is Marrakesh. Now, quite frankly, I'm trying to do an ad to the people out here to think about going to.
Morocco?
Yes.
You
Yes.
need to make it like a resort place? As
No,
a
just to go on vacation. It's a beautiful place. The people are lovely. I just mentioned the desert, and it's just a great, great place to go. And particularly the people. The people there are very much like the Moroccans here. That is to say that they're very nice. Do you ever notice the...
I have a question for you before. If I was leaving for Morocco,
Yeah.
what language do they speak there? Because from what I understand, they either speak French, Berber, or Spanish. I mean, what's their main language there? Is it Arabic?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the French were there.
Yeah, the French Morocco one time occupied it, protectorate.
And if you ever saw the movie Casablanca,
Yep.
you saw that.
With Humphrey
Humphrey
Bogart and
Bogart.
oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Everybody saw that.
yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Did you have another question you were asking me?
The thing I would like to ask you, I don't know, I would like to get to it is, what is the sisters, we were talking about sister cities, which I'm not familiar with. Could you expand on that?
Yeah, I thought we might do that at the end, but
Let's get that in too.
Okay.
We can hop around, there's, there's
yeah,
no problem there.
yeah, yeah. Did you get an invitation to come to the Cultural Day? Did you?
I got an invitation from you.
Okay. If you notice at the bottom, it says that there's a very special thing that's going to be there on the Cultural Day, very
Yep.
special, but it doesn't say what it is. So what do you think it is?
I can't guess. Tell us.
It's going to be the Sister Cities.
Which is?
Yeah. And again, I don't know how Rashid does this stuff. I really don't. But Sister Cities is going to be that Revere is going to be a sister city to Casablanca in Morocco. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I do.
And the mayor of Casablanca is coming to Revere.
The mayor himself?
Yes. Yes.
Great.
Yes, he is.
That's
And-
an honor to have him here.
Oh, it absolutely is. And he's going to be maybe I'll be introducing him. I don't know. But he will be here. He will have some other dignitaries with him from Casablanca. And I personally have been making every effort to get Governor Baker, who's a friend of mine. He's from Needham. That's my hometown. And I've been trying to get him to put on his schedule that we could take the mayor of Casablanca into the State House, and that the governor could greet him, and we would make a big news event out of that. That could even be on the national news, that the sister cities with Casablanca and Revere, particularly when people hear the word Casablanca, they are thinking about the great movie Casablanca. And so that's one of the efforts that we're making. And if the governor agrees to have the mayor come in with his people with him, then I will be telling every single newspaper. I will be telling every single radio,
television.
every television station. I will be doing that, calling them in advance, you know, to make plans. And if the governor agrees to have him come, it's going to be a big, big, big news event. Matter of fact, I will be asking CNN and Fox News about it if they want to get, if they would be interested in coming and covering it. Yeah. Okay, so that is, we carried on that one a little bit.
Right. I would like to ask you some questions, if I may, on your, while you were in Morocco.
Yes.
Tell us exactly what it's like there. You were in the Peace Corps.
Yes.
Exactly what was the Peace Corps doing in Morocco? I mean, where were you?
The Peace Corps wasn't in Morocco.
I mean, you were representing the Peace Corps.
I was in Liberia in the Peace Corps. Liberia, West Africa,
Yep.
teaching school for 2 years. Happiest 2 years of my life, I might add. And as I said, we were allowed to get a vacation as long as we stayed on the continent of Africa. So we took the map, and two friends of mine said, well, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go, you know? And we didn't want to stay in the area we were, because those countries are basically the same. Do you know what I mean? The same type of situation there. And so we looked at the map, and sure enough, we see Morocco. And as people, we said, what the hell is Morocco? And we decided to go there. And we did go there.
I have to ask you this question. Morocco does not have a great big population. From what I understand, there's only about 33+ million people there.
I didn't go asking about the population there. I was too busy having
Well, I
a
was
good
speaking
time.
to a friend of mine who came from Morocco, and he said it's about 33 million people up there. But their culture, how does that compare with our culture here?
Well, it's the same thing with the Moroccan Americans here. A lot of the culture that they have here is the same culture that they have over there, especially with their religion. You know, the Quran.
Right, they're very religious people, very religious.
They are, yeah, they definitely are. And as I say, you have to respect them for being that way. I know that I do in particular. By the way, there's another point that I wasn't going to make, but I will make. We have immigrants from many, many different places.
Right.
For example, I was just across the street talking to somebody from El Salvador. And I said to this kid, I said, are you in M13? That's the gang that goes around, as you know, doing what they do. And isn't it weird that the 6,000 or more Moroccan Americans, when do they commit crimes? When do they go to jail?
I never heard of one, I'll be honest with you. Not one.
Not even one.
That's right.
No. And that's part of their religion. And, you know, we have to respect them for that also. You know, the city of Revere is very fortunate to have the 6,000 Moroccan Americans here, because what's happening is just like with the Irish. You remember, Morris?
Yes.
Where did they go? South Boston.
Boston, right.
Where did the Italians go?
East Boston.
North End. Yeah.
And the North End. Yep.
Correct. Okay. So
and the Hebrews came to Revere.
the Hebrews.
Yeah, the Jewish people.
Oh, they did.
Yep.
Where are they?
I don't know, they moved out now. They forget. Don't forget. God. So we've had Koreans come in here. We had a Korean population here, Cambodian population, but it's changed over the years. Right.
Well, I hope that the Moroccan Americans stay, because
I hope they stay too.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, who represents the Moroccan community in the city of Revere?
Rashid Mugabe.
So he's the main one here.
Yes,
Right.
he is. Yes.
And he's very young to do what he does. I mean, he's a very young man, and he does a terrific job, by the way.
I don't know how he does it, and I think I mentioned this earlier. Here's a man who's an engineer. Do you know what he does as an engineer?
No.
He takes your heart out and they put it in a box, and it's all these wires and all this other stuff that he is able to, he goes around fixing the boxes. I say box. And then somebody else works on the heart. He's not a doctor.
Electrical engineer, I could use that word.
You'd have to ask him.
I only met him twice.
You really?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so.
Oh, excuse me, Bill, I have to interrupt you for a minute. We got about 2.5 minutes left, so just leave me about a minute for myself to wrap
Sure,
it
I
up,
will.
and you take up to that.
Sure.
Please.
So, yeah, he, like I said earlier, Rashid goes around the world as an engineer to fix these things.
Oh.
You know, and now they're putting livers inside that book. Now, what does that have to do with this? Plenty. Why? How in hell does this guy, he called me last night, and we were talking, and could you do this, and could you do this, blah, blah, blah. I said, sure. I said, how's the baby? His son. You know what he said to me? I'm in Los Angeles. And it was 10 o'clock at night, but it was 7 o'clock where he was. I said, Rashid, I'm hungry. I have to go get something to eat. Can we terminate this discussion? But he is such a hard worker, and he does so much. I don't know whether you know the details that go into this cultural day. Hundreds, hundreds, hundreds. He gets everything done. He gets it done on time. He has a staff of people that work for him. And that is part of this entire thing, is what he does. Now, you need a minute?
Bill, I got to say one thing, though.
Go ahead, sir.
It was an honor and a pleasure to have you come here and speak about the Moroccan Cultural Day, which will be held June 23rd down in the city of Revere on Shirley Avenue. And I hope everybody who's listening to Revere TV comes down and joins us. And I want to say thank you for taking the time to come out here to explain it to the folks.
Thank you, sir.
And it's an honor to have you here, and I want to say God bless you, Bill, for what you do. God bless our troops, our great country, the United States of America, and I hope you had a good lesson on Moroccan history, as much as we can give you. But I want to say thank you again, and hope to see you next time.